Hi and welcome to Meditation Monday, and today and this week you're going to need just a little hand towel for some of the exercises. And before we start some meditation and breathing work today, I want you just to roll that towel up. And we're going to just work at improving the feel in our sit bones. So if you roll it up into a little sausage and then make a nice U or V shape, and we're just going to pop it under one sit bone so that your sit bone sits into the little dimple here of that towel that you've created. And then again, if it's easier just to sit with the legs out or cross-legged, that's up to you. So you're going to be on a little bit of a tilt through the pelvis where one sit bone is down and the other one is up. And just pop your hands either side and you're going to just roll your sit bone. You can use your hands for a bit of support in that little groove and just notice the pressure through there. Nice. And then just lift the other sit bone up, and you can just place the foot out in front of you and just sit into that towel. And just let your body weight melt down. Feel like the sit bone's just sinking into the well. And then here, you can just rock around so you got a little bit more weight rolling the sit bone in the well. Just noticing any pressure points at all. Nice, and then back to center. Okay, we're going to take that towel out, and now I just want you to notice, sit here comfortably, nice and tall through the spine, and perhaps just notice the difference through one side of the body, through that sit bone. So mine feels a little bit more connected into the floor and wider and more relaxed through my bottom muscles. So we're going to do the same thing with the other one. So you just create that little well in the middle, place it under that sit bone, and just start here using those hands to just roll through the pelvis, trying to just sink that sit bone into the well. And then hold here, bring the other foot out in front of you, and just drop your weight down into that sit bone. And then roll around here. And just perhaps notice if one sit bone feels more tender to you than the other. And then just hold still here. Let that sit bone drop down into that towel. Take a nice breath in and out, and now release off. Cross both legs if you're comfortable to do so. Again, you can do this on a chair if it's difficult to be on the floor. And just notice how the sit bones feel now. And let the knees just open wide and let them drop out. Or if you're sitting tall on a chair, just find that nice length through the spine. Nice, okay. So then from here we're going to just take it back out into a sausage and place it in a C shape like this. That's going to just support your bottom. So I'm going to go side on so that you can see that. So I've created a little C shape. And now I'm going to sit. So the edges of my C, it doesn't really matter if they scoop round, but my sit bones are just inside the well. And you can see how that's helping tip my pelvis into a nice position, up nice and tall, so that I can lengthen through my spine a little bit more. So just find that there and then let the knees drop out. And you can still make this nice C shape on a chair and hold there. So I'm going to face forward, And now pop your hands, the heels of your hands on the sides of your rib cage, and just notice how as you grow tall, you open through the front of the chest. And now we're going to breathe into those hands, so nice and low down into the sides of the rib cage, filtering the air in through your nose. And then gently out through your mouth. And we're going to control the breath out, so creep the breath out of your mouth super, super, super slowly. Inhale, filter the air in through your nose, breathing wide out into those ribs. And then super, super slow, creeping the air out. Breath in through the nose, wide into those hands, and just notice if the shoulders come up or if you're having any tension. Try and just find the base of those lungs, and then creep the air out. Last one here, breath in. Closing your eyes if you want to, and exhale. Super, super slow, controlling the breath out. Nice. And now just placing your hands on your lap. And if you can, just open the palms up, a nice open posture. You'll feel that that opens you up through the front of the chest. Let the elbows hang softly by the side of the body. And now just closing your eyes or lowering your gaze down. Notice how the body's feeling. I'm going to scan from the feet. If you're in a chair, just noticing how the feet are resting on the floor. Scanning up through the legs and thighs. And then becoming aware of your sit bones in that well. And the pelvis propped up. The connection of the towel around the pelvis. Just take your time to focus here. And whilst you're maintaining that length and space between each vertebra of the spine, just allow your body weight to sink into that towel. Feel planted and grounded and wide through the pelvis. And scanning up through the body, just taking the awareness to notice how the rib cage is aligned over the pelvis. Does it feel forward or back? Can you notice any rotation at all? Scanning across the front of the collarbones and into the shoulders. Down the arms, forearms, hands. Noticing any tension at all in the fingers. Becoming aware of the space between the fingers. Coming back to the base of the neck and scan up through the length of the neck. Notice the ears and the ear tips. Become aware of the top of your head. Perhaps noticing any tension or discomfort anywhere in your body. Not trying to judge it or change it. Just noticing it. And then bring your attention to your breath. Not trying to change it at all. Just notice where you feel it most prominently. It might be the air filtering in through the nose, mouth, or both. It may be the air at the back of the throat. Or as it filters into the lungs and the rib cage. It may be the stretch on the abdomen wall. As best you can, allowing yourself to pay attention to the in and the out breath. Allowing any thoughts to come into your mind, that's perfectly normal. Let them come, acknowledge them, but try as best you can not to get drawn into them. And let them just float away, like a helium balloon being let go and floating up and away. And now opening your eyes, and we're going to take the towel out from under our sit bones. And just notice how the pelvis feels here. Becoming aware of the contact of your pelvis on the floor or the chair underneath you. Notice the weight, the width of the pelvis. Perhaps a letting go sensation of the muscles around the sit bones. And allow that sense of space and softness to exist in the whole of your body. Imagining a sense of space between the ribs and the pelvis. And then the sense of space between each rib. Creating length and space through each vertebra. Allowing the top of the head to float towards the ceiling. And if you notice any discomfort as you do this, try filtering the air into that discomfort. Imagining the discomfort, that you can pass through it, into it, around it. And with the out breath, let go of that tension. Each time noticing the thought, I feel discomfort there, I feel tension here. Breathe into it, through it, round it, and with the out breath let it go. Allowing you to sit in a sense of stillness. And then just coming back to the breath, where you feel it most prominently. Whether it's a stretch on the abdomen wall, whether it's the cool air entering the nostrils. Allowing it to find its natural rhythm and to be just as it is right now in this moment. And then from here, opening your eyes. Bring the awareness of your body back into the room around you. Just notice a sense of how you feel right now. Bring one leg out in front of you and the other. Reach up and fold forward. Notice the sensations through the body. Reach forward and lengthen up. And bring those arms down by the side of you. Fold the legs together and then come onto all fours and sit into your nice shell stretch. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. Scoop up through a nice cat stretch, rounding through the spine, releasing out. Back into your neutral, tuck the toes under and hover. Then lift that tailbone, send your weight back and then sink the heels away. With a new sense of awareness of any tension in the body. Lift that tailbone and hang. Breathing into the sides of the rib cage. And then breathing into any tension. And with the out breath, let it go. Fold back down. Sit back onto your heels. Softness through the head, neck and shoulders. And then peel back up. Sitting on your heels, chin away from your chest, roll the shoulders back. Just take a moment to notice how the body feels now. And perhaps take this sense with you into the week ahead.